Good morning. Welcome to the Moopsyverse. Back to you, Tess.
So imagine if they released Flag, or rather Skull and Bones as intended as Black Flag with multiplayer.
Yeah.
That alone would have carried them through this craziness they're going through.
Yeah, meanwhile, that game lasted like 6 years in a developer limbo. It released
Mhm.
as a skeleton idea of what it was promised as. Yeah, that game is not sweeping anyone of their chair. It's like
Yeah, but
so
what I'm
safe.
saying is they almost had all the elements there. The
Yeah, I
different
just need to.
ships were there. Even the multiplayer connectivity was in the engine. They just
Yeah.
had to broaden it and make a path for new players to go.
Yep.
And it would have been a astounding success.
I mean, that's the same thing with our Prince of Persia remake. Whatever
Hmm.
the quality of the project display that they weren't satisfied with, it would just sell by the nostalgia itself because people wanted this project.
Yeah.
Ubisoft has never done a proper remake so far of any of their games, so this would be a first, and everyone wants to jump in on it. And apparently, from the reports I'm seeing online that are leaked by former employees and also those who are insiders that are not willing to disclose their identity but seem to be verifiable in some way, they're saying the project was 99% complete. They were literally just
So,
tweaking
why?
final details and stuff. Why
wh-
cancel it at
yeah.
that kind of stage? Waste so much resources with no profit. Even if it's a tax sign off, it's ridiculous. Because that game was developed and scheduled to release in 2021, released in 2021, but the trailers for the pre-order announcement and everything, people were kind of complaining about the style of the characters and like the environments seeming a little bit poor. They all needed to do is to like rethink those visuals, like change the models to something more appealing, maybe boost the graphics a little bit because they're still using the same engine they use on most of the games. It wasn't like they made a new engine for it specifically and then release it. Instead, they scrapped the original project halfway through, redirected it to the former studio that made the original game, so the game was like in limbo for like 6 years, ever since it was announced, and then they cancel it up near 99% completion. Ubisoft is led by stupid, mindless people. That's just it. They don't know which calls to make, and whenever
It's
people are
kinda
asking for,
unfair to say Ubisoft is because all of them are.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
like look at CD Projekt Red. Like they are managing on their own without having like
Really?
big
I'm
publishing
I'm
story
still
behind them.
saying the first release they gave was the most feature complete Cyberpunk of all of them. Every iteration from there on has only been reduced in content. But this
I mean,
is a lot on the head of the players because this game specifically said this is designed on cutting edge, latest gen hardware. If you don't get that, you won't be able to play the game. Most people, if you go to the Steam review and see, because you can see what kind of computers people are trying to run the game with, well, 2070s. A graphic card not even remotely capable of running the game. And
well, no,
people were
everyone's
crying and
constantly
crying, and
upgrading.
it's so bad, they broke the game, they are useless. On the other hand, I saved for freaking 3 years and bought myself a 3090 in anticipation of that release, and oh my god, I had the best experience in gaming ever until they started downgrading it. I could spend hours in an apartment because there were so many items just cluttered around that were interesting to pick up and figure out the lore about. Do you remember me telling you about just walking around behind NPCs and listening to what they were doing? It was
Yeah.
insane. None of that works now.
I haven't played the game on launch. I picked it up some years later, so I can't speak for that. But I just found the game quite dull. Honestly, I couldn't get myself invested in it. But
But
also, I'm
that's why
really
there's so many games, because everybody likes different stuff.
yeah. I mean, problem with me and Cyberpunk is that I was expecting when they announced that they're gonna do it, I was expecting another because they never have done anything like first-person shooter before. I was expecting it to be yet another third-person action adventure game with RPG elements, or even an RPG, but still with a very good, enticing storyline that I would just like to follow. And I do like the cyberpunk setting. Don't get me wrong. But what I got was like, yeah, first-person shooter with third-person vehicle driving in the semi GTA kind of vibe. It doesn't look very much cyberpunky. I mean, the way I understand it, maybe I just have a wrong vision of cyberpunk, what it's supposed to look like. But in my vision, when I hear cyberpunk, I see Blade Runner. I see dark, gritty,
That's generally what
dystopian.
Cyberpunk's supposed to be.
Meanwhile, their game is colorful, sunny, cheerful. I mean, it has some themes of corporate greed and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but it just feels a little bit too cheerful in my opinion because people are living the best lives and it feels like it's an advertisement for that kind of world instead of like it's supposed to be unsettling, supposed to show you that corporate greed can really just ruin people. And yeah, it's subtly put into the story if you go into it, but if you like go around the city, it doesn't feel like people are oppressed or this is a dystopian future. The police are incompetent. You see NPCs driving over people, and there's like no sense of like, oh, people are being like, I don't know, even facing any consequences. Like, I'm driving in a cutscene
Like
with an NPC
modern day
around the
US.
city, and they're driving over people, and I'm like, this is wrong. Like, what is wrong with their AI? Like, what the heck is going on? And I could
Stripped
accept
down.
it in a game that came in
It is stripped
2012,
down.
but
As I
it's
told you, it got stripped down.
well, as I said, I can't make a comparison, but I played it only on console, so maybe console versions were always like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Even
This is
though like, I
the
played
game
it on
on top. It
Xbox
was
Series and PlayStation 5, but it still just isn't the thing I would expect coming in 2020. So it's just hard for me to really understand what went wrong here. But honestly, it just put me off, and I could never feel compelled enough to finish it up.
there is consequences. Wearing weapons drawn in front of police will pretty much immediately get you shot down. MaxTac has the ability to pretty much teleport to a location when it reaches a certain time level. And again, as I said earlier, it was amazing just walking around, following NPCs, seeing what kind of shenanigans they got into. The sunny part of the game, did you actually finish the game?
No, I told you I lost
Yeah.
interest, not even halfway through, because I was
It's
just like,
so dark that when I was told that you had an opportunity to actually save we and give we a happy ending, I was so disappointed because they literally robbed we of everything. And they made a point
yeah,
of showing it to you that they robbed we of everything.
I really
So
don't like
at
when the
the
game.
end of that expansion, I was more offended than anything else because I had played the original game so much, every iteration, that in my head, the how should I say, the only co conscientious decision for me to do was to give V the happy ending, take the implants away and give her a safe life, because in every possible ending she dies brutally, and the 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 end credits is basically all the NPCs you have interacted with throughout the entire game, basically giving you your eulogy, and you're basically sitting there crying because everyone is like, "We miss you so much. Why did you have to go and yeah, get yourself killed?" All that stuff. It's insane.
You're talking about disappointment and lack of decisions you make. Another Ubisoft title, surprisingly or not, has got me so raging because they give you Assassin's Creed series and they've been giving it to us since 2007. Uh, the series has ruined itself kind of like infamy as well because it's just started to like cutting off coupons from like the popularity rather than doing something new and fresh. But that's beside the point. They moved into the ancient settings, so you're going back in history to ancient Egypt during the Cleopatra's time. You in the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you go into the times of Spartan Greek war. So like the city states of Athens and Sparta are like, fighting against each other, and you're like thrown in the middle of that. And there's a concept that you choose which character you play. There are siblings, twins, and this other brother or sister. I'm not even gonna get into the historical aspect of it because you become kind of a mercenary, and I can believe that the brother, the guy, can be a mercenary in ancient Greece, but a woman mercenary, as much as I'd love to have a female character lead with proper agency, historically just wouldn't happen because no one would have treated her seriously. People would have just shoved her into a marriage and kicked her in a house because that's what ancient Greece was all about. They were very the patriarchy was very strong in ancient Greece. As much as we'd love to say that there were female goddesses, that was not translated to like female positioning in the society. But that's beside the point. You to choose like characters you interact with on certain level. You can even form relationships with these characters, and on both accounts, whether you're playing the male or female protagonist, you can choose straight, bi, or strictly gay relationships, whichever you choose. Those relationships have like some sort of meaning towards the ending of the main campaign, right? And that's great that you feel like your choices have agency and they seem to have some sort of sense, right? That you choose whatever you decide to project into the character, and I like that in video games. Until the first DLC comes and your character is forced into a straight marriage and have a child. And I'm like, yeah, my character was strictly gay, and I never wanted him to have anything to do with a woman, not because I have anything against women. I just wanted to have him gay, and apparently that was totally ignored down the drain. None of my choices made any sense because they envisioned DLC where he's parted with his beloved woman and his child is taken away from him, and I'm like,
It's an
excuse me.
illusion of choice.
Yeah, but it's like they were emphasizing during the promo that your choices matter and it's gonna shape the world. This was the marketing for the game. And then the game comes up, you get the DLC, the first DLC, which is not just a DLC with just new maps, but there's a real storyline. It's a really compelling storyline, and also is very embedded into the lore of the franchise because it tackles the first hidden blade that was ever constructed. And yeah, that turns out to be BS because none of your choices ever matter because if they wanted to make something with a story, they needed you to have an offspring. And I'm like, well, that just bummed me out. That just ruined my experience. I'm like, I'm never gonna want to engage with the game again because it just ignored everything I've done, even though it emphasized that my choices matter. So that is an issue that Ubisoft is really just making that they just want to be so up with the time that they always just follow someone else instead of like making something of their own. Because first they have the Witcher complex, and like after the Witcher 3 came out in 2015, they wanted to make something of itself. So they kind of copied it, tried to copy it over between Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla. They were just you felt like those were the clones of The Witcher. They were just trying to do the same kind of thing with the storytelling, with the structure of the game. you could blatantly see if you played Witcher 3 that this is just an attempt to make it just you're just trying to cut out of the cake a little bit for yourself. Um, and then in payoff because those games. I mean, they sold well in initial run, but overall sentiment is that they're very repetitive and kind of dull because they're inferior in writing, and that's the biggest problem. They just don't have good writers anymore. Um, and then you have Ghost of Tsushima came out, and then Ghost of Yotai, and other games that are Japanese centric, samurai centric, etc. So they wanted to cut out of that cake, so they suddenly redirected the franchise to ancient Japan in the Kamakura period, or maybe no, actually that's a later period, 1500s anyway. So the first interactions between Japan and Portugal, etc. Um, not that ancient, but still like somewhere out there. And it's like, yeah, they just literally just want to cut out of the cake of popularity and go to Tsushima now instead of making a game that has its own identity. I'm like, ugh, please take the franchises away from them, or get their CEOs fired or something, because it's really just awful. The same thing was like people complain that Star Wars Outlaws, which I really personally like, but people are complaining that too many missions require too much stealth. And the stealth, if you fail it, you fail the entire mission. You got to restart. And a lot of people just don't like stealth, don't play stealth. So the complaints were so severe that they castrated that component out of the game. Now, if you fail, nothing's gonna happen. So there's no point to use stealth at all in the game. So you can go guns blazing through everything and don't care. It's just like, I'm sorry, you just stripped your game of your identity. It was supposed to be about stealth because it's under the Empire. You're trying to be a thief, a smuggler. Smuggling half of the time is being stealthy. At least in my brain, you have to like smuggle stuff. You have to be cold. You have to have cold. Uh, be stone cold and not show that you were smuggling something. And no, people complained, so we removed it. Like, okay, good luck with the game.
Well, today on Star Trek Online, nothing has changed. Would you guys like to shoot something?
Borg. I would need to shoot some Borg.
Okay, ground or space?
Space. I wouldn't even mention
Spacey
ground.
Borg.
I wonder what ship to take for that.
I did not see a Taz in here, so I will just go with a Chris then.
Is Taz not in the game?
Nope, not at the moment.
Where is Taz then?
I don't know. Taz is in Tasmania.
I'm playing Hospital today.
You're playing Hospital?
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm supposed to cure ill people.
Oh.
Guessing this is gonna go horrible wrong.
I thought you meant you were at the doctor's.
Oh no.
Oh. Okay, good.
So you're playing like a hospital simulator or something, Taz?
Team Hospital.
Oh, never heard of it.
That
Like,
yeah.
I play
Have you
games.
never heard about Team Hospital?
Taz, if it's not Star Trek, I don't hear about it when it comes to games.
But this is an iconic game.
It doesn't matter to me.
Way back.
I'd say I'm niche, but it's more that I'm just ignorant. I will relate a fun story. I got up this morning. It's still pitch black out here. It's only 6-something, so we're still an hour away from sunrise, and I realized that the streets had been plowed, which is weird because they normally don't get plowed till about now. I think, well, they probably did it early because snowstorm, lots of things to do. Turns out the wrong company came out and did it.
Oops.
Oops. Yeah, that's an understatement. So the regular people just got here. I just got a message. And they're like, hey. Apparently the head of the HOA is going, yeah, Cliff, come on in and join us. We won't start till you get here. So not only are the streets plowed, and very nicely, but they plowed them kind of wrong. So at the bottom of each driveway is a huge pile of hard snow, which our regular company has. They clean it up so you don't have that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Kattenbach says overachievers. So now I get to go out and figure out how to get out of my own driveway. as does everybody else.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit of an inconvenience to say the least.
For me, I don't have to be any place, and that definitely will cover arm day at the gym, so I'm not too worried about that.
Oh, right.
Let me know when you're here, Cliff. Yeah, I feel kind of bad for our regular snowplow guys because they won't get paid because they didn't get to plow. And the other people did it
Yeah.
for free, but they didn't do a great job, so it's not like we're going to suddenly start hiring them.
That's a bit of an unfortunate situation. On both ends.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have enough snow earlier this year to justify having them come out. And last year we only had one snowfall that was big enough for them to come out, and it was barely worth it. By the way, this is a brand new headset, so I don't know how it's sounding. Cat and Box says, well, you can't get mad at
Different.
them since they did a service for free. True that. True that.
You sound more flat,
Yeah.
but
So do you guys. So the correct response to all the microphone things is yes, get some really good audio headphones and set up the mic. But I have to order a boom stand for the mic. And then we'll play with that. Saren, hi! Reinstalled still on my new PC, but now for some reason the game keeps crashing. Does it keep crashing at a certain point, Saren? Oh, just crashing in general. Random. Okay.
safe mode or something?
Cat and Box, I was using the Arctic Nova Pro, which was absolute garbage, and the Arctic Nova 7. I think that's what Chris was using too.
I mean, I'm right now on an older Arctis because I got it plugged into my laptop, kind of. It has this old type of adapter,
Mm-hmm.
so it's. Let me see. Does it say which model is it, or do I need to?
Oh, but those are wireless. That's why I decided not to go with it. But I don't like the flatness
Yep.
of these. But I may wind up
No
switching
one
because.
doesn't really say, but it was a previous Arctis. I think it was Arctis 3. I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Those are on right now, but I do have Arctis 7s.
Yeah.
And I do like them for several reasons. For one, it automatically plugs to a major number of devices, and it's just a USB-C little dongle that plugs and plays. So I can even plug it to my PlayStation, and it will just immediately pick it up when I'm playing wirelessly for once, which is very convenient. Two, it has a Bluetooth component, so for an example, I can plug in my phone and listen to music from my phone, or like chat on the phone
Mm-hmm.
from Discord, from normal phone calls, whatever. So it is very convenient, and it's automatically recognized by all the devices in case. So it's I really just like.
Yeah, I'm just so happy with the buyers that I had for forever. The buyer dynamics. Oh, Cliff asks, have you verified the game, Saren?
Just love it. It doesn't respond to 5 emails, and they come with a sixth one. I was like, "Can we connect today?" And in like 30 minutes, like, "Yeah, no, sure, no." Yes, we can't.
Are you doing it as run as administrator when you run it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Some programs are not supposed to be run as administrator, so you shouldn't activate it unless it has that icon next to it.
Yeah.
Well, I,
Or is it
I ask because I've got a couple, not the least of which is OBS. If I try and run it not as admin, it doesn't function correctly.
yeah, OBS needs to be run as an admin for
Hmm.
sure. But no, games most of the time don't need this, especially not online games like Star.
Other things are any chance you're running anything with Razer software? Yeah, these headphones are really flat, but
I mean, they're fine, they're clear, and I can understand it. It's just getting used to the slightly changed tones and stuff.
no, it's okay. I mean, these were the ones I'm using now are cheap, and I bought them specifically to take to Vegas, so I have two pairs of them. So that's fine, and I can these we'll use for now. Let's see. There's also a comment here in Star Trek Online crashing, possibly being related to the need to disable the reduce file streaming and the launcher options.
I think that feature is still in the game itself as well, but yeah, it is an option.
Yeah, so things that are popping up here are software like Riva Tuner, MSI Afterburner, Razer Synapse, which I've had no end of problems with, and it's one reason why I love Razer. That was one I don't like, and TeamViewer. Processing error. Star Trek Online crashes processing error frequently by doing force verify. You said you already did that. All right, so this is what I'm coming up with here. Force verify, run as admin. Make sure your drivers are updated. You said you already did that. Change display mode to borderless full screen or windowed mode. Disable on-demand patching. Run in safe mode. And then check for overclocking. Those are the number one things that are popping up. Let's see what else I've got here. It says it's one of the ways that might work. Cat and Box also says, did you try turning off your antivirus firewall? I don't know about that one. When you reinstalled it, did you reinstall it directly from Arc? Yeah, I agree, Cat and Box. I've had tons of problems with Razer software. In the meantime, let me send an invitation to Cliff. Or Cliff Jr., I guess. I just installed it on two new laptops. Well, while you're doing that, what are we doing? We're doing a Borg TFO, is that it?
Just need some warships to shoot out. I don't care what we do it.
How many do you need?
30.
I guess we're doing guillotine.
Fine by me.
There you go. We are queued for guillotine. By the way, it's Kill a V-Rex today for Universal.
You haven't heard anything about the anniversary thing, have we?
Not a word.
We're already getting closer to it. It's February, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Although
February
perhaps have they
10th.
waited and Well, the last time with the bundle, at least, they waited until March. So
Well, my guess is
there
because the
might be
current
some
meta event
material.
ends, I think, on the 3rd. Yeah, that we probably won't hear
Yeah.
anything till this event's just about done. Any science officers? Well, I don't think I'm a science captain. No, this is tactical captain.
I'm science officer. Why?
There you go. Not wee-wooing. That's so weird. Oh, darn. There we go. Wee-woo.
You complain, it popped.
Yep.
Say it's not wee woo. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to wee woo.
That's okay.
No, I haven't had any issues with Stow antivirus software, but I honestly use Microsoft Defender because having third-party antivirus is a headache in its own.
Yeah. No, I've tried it with half a dozen different antiviruses and never had an issue, but Stow's really weird. No two people ever seem to have the same issues.
Well, it's the beauty of PC building.
Mm-hmm.
You can have all sorts of configs on your computer, and you might have the same software environment of Windows, but there are still aspects and components and drivers that can just derail the game.
Yeah. Somebody pointed out once if computers were like cars, none of them would ever be released. Go ahead, Cat and Box. Chris has got a science captain. Maybe he can answer.
Not very sciencey, but sure. Oh, goody, we have an Idarian defender.
That's okay. Let him sit over the center and have fun there. Then we can just run around and do our stuff. I just realized probably one reason we don't have so many people in game today is half the country's buried under snow.
Oh, I heard there are storms.
Oh.
Severe ones.
Cat and Box says I can barely hear Chris. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can fix that. And I had to reset all the audio today.
Yeah, Windows 11 is one of the worst iterations of Windows when it comes to gaming.
Cat and Box, is that better with Chris's voice? Chris, can you say something?
Trying to say something.
Is that any better? Sharon says we got 9.4 inches of snow. We got about 7, which is a lot for us. But it was over 48 hours, so it was one of those. At any one time, it was easy to remove it. And it's that light, fluffy stuff.
Unless you waited.
I'm going to consider it a nice arm workout for the day.
And then some.
Okay, some legs too. So I made an enclosed area for the dogs to be able to go out and pee without having to go out into the snow, because the little dog is shorter than the snow. Little dog is little. And today, for the first time, she actually used it. I was so proud of her.
Well, I told you they might need some time.
It's been 4 months.
Well, maybe she's just a slow learner.
She is. I took her out there and put her there specifically yesterday, and she's like, I don't know what to do here. It's a potty space. And she's like, but it's kind of inside. And I think today she went out there, looked at the snow, and went, nope, this are the carpets.
Oh, but she wouldn't have a problem doing it in carpet.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Let's see. Catbox says, when running tricorder scans, how do I make sure it's targeting multiple targets and not just one?
What?
If you're talking about on the ground when you hit V for scan, it's going to scan everything and look for the closest one unless you reset it. I don't think you've got an option to reset it, though.
No, there's no option to target specific or multiple objects at the same time. I think it's very sciencey. Anyone can use a tricorder. I mean, if you're talking about a specific ground mission, I wouldn't know, because it's been ages since I played any ground mission, unless it's one of the recent episodes. So I honestly don't remember.
You can do up to 6.
I think tricorder scans work the same way for everyone. It doesn't have to be specific to science.
Yeah, it does work for everybody
Division.
the same way. I'm going to have to go down to ground and take a look at that cat and box once we're done here. I'm going to... Is that one?
It says, what says, who says, where does it say that? That you can equip up to 6.
Yeah, I don't know. Tricorder scan is a science ability. All tunes can do... Hold on a second. Are you talking about hitting V for scan, or are we talking about something else, like the independent tricorder? And then I'll go look.
So I just got a patient with lightheadedness.
Yes? Any other...
His head has literally turned into a light bulb.
Very good. Very good. Sarah, let me get out of a space mission and we will take a look at stuff on the ground, if that's okay with you. I think I might have to redo the ship. The engines fell off of it a while ago and it's still kind of being funky.
Shield fully deployed on stitching anchor 3. A second assimilator is attempting to escape. Eliminated.
Do you ever have a post-apocalyptic dream?
Oh, what?
You know, like, I don't know, there's some sort of, let's say, danger or cataclysm coming, and you're with your family packing up for the apocalypse.
I'm gonna die here.
'Cause that was me last night.
Why?
I don't know. I wasn't watching anything apocalyptic or anything. I haven't done recently. It's like I just had a dream that we were making sure we are packing ourselves for, like, I guess an evacuation of sorts.
That's a weird dream. I have no idea what's going on with my engines here. They're awful.
What engines have you got?
This should be the preeminent ones, and it's just laggy AF.
Not to lose in the simulator. Just
Sorry,
escape
I'm
from
trying to
right
not lose
now.
this so I can move, but I can't move. There we go.
Do or do not. There is no try. Oh, you got it. You
Trying
might
to.
get it.
There we go.
Nice.
Thank
Did it.
you.
I couldn't
There's
get
another
out
one
of
over there.
combat in time.
Yeah, there's one over between 4 and 5 right now.
I was just there. There was no. Gosh darn it! I'm waving my fist in the air right now.
Darn you!
Damn you, Borg! Damn you all to hell!
Destroyed a Borg assimilator before this escape. Well done.
I do like this ship, but ugh, what is going on today?
Oh, you always had some issues with the. Oh no, this isn't the
No, this is a
Legend
different ship.
Odyssey. You never had issues with it. What's
Yeah,
wrong?
this is the Gagarin. Never had problems with it before, and I was running some missions before we started today, and it wasn't giving me problems. And then I went down to the Voth ground to do my stuff there and beamed up, and it's like, nope, nope, we'll leave the engines down on the ground. Thank you very much. I got this one, Chris, if you can get that one that's running away.
No, it just
Ah!
came out. It was too far.
Okay.
Couldn't get to it. I was like constant like a kilometer away from it, and it was constantly moving the same speed I was. So I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna
How
catch
dare
up.
it! How dare it
And
try
I
and flee?
evasive maneuvers on cooldown. It's just like, ugh, always on cooldown when you need it. Evasive maneuvers should not have this long cooldown. I don't freaking care. This
There
is something that is
is-
survival. It should be very quickly available again.
There is a duty officer that
Yeah.
reduces the cooldown.
That's great. That should not rely on the duty officer. That
It
should be
always
built
relies
in-
on duty officers.
Yeah, this is one thing that's just... Ugh. Because when you watch the shows, they always could use them in evasive maneuvers. They hadn't got cooldown on anything. Might needed to recharge the phasers, but that was a plot device.
It's all plot devices. There we
Well,
go.
I want a plot device when my evasive maneuvers work always available. Gosh darn it.
What is going on with this?
I don't know.
This is so annoying.
Wrong loadout?
Yeah, maybe
Have
it's
a long
my kick in the
road loader?
pants to go spend an afternoon with Taz rebuilding this one. So I did not play a lot of Stowe this weekend, and gasp, I actually got stuff done around the house. Since I couldn't go out and do stuff, I disassembled the-
Ian gasping.
I know. I put away all the desks that I've been going to put away. I found a box of stuff that I haven't opened since I moved, and this is the fun part. Opened it up because it was baby clothes and stuff. And I thought, okay, I want to preserve them for the future. I found my wedding dress. I thought I'd given it away decades ago. Nope. Stuffed in a box.
Okay, I just had a totally different cutscene than you had.
What did you have?
A flyby of a sphere of flying over the superstructure. There were no
Okay.
cubes appearing.
Yep, that
That was
happens.
weird. I never had that before.
Really?
At least I didn't notice.
I get
They
weird
just
ones
showed me a different
sometimes.
cutscene. No, never. That was weird. It was so weird.
Two assimilators escaped. That's not possible.
Well, we saw one escape. Maybe another something else escaped when we didn't look.
Good morning, Nuka Quantum Addict. How are you doing today? If you're in the States, I hope you are safe and warm. I hope you're safe and warm no matter where you are, but such a
Citizens of
pleasant
the US
morning.
need that doubled.
Yeah. I took myself to the orchestra on Saturday because the snow was supposed to start, but I figured the worst we're going to get is like an inch or two while I'm in the theater, which is about right. We got an inch or two, but apparently the idiots came out and went into panic mode, so I left and thought, I'm going to grab dinner on the way home. No, everything was closed because it's got snow coming down. The 20-minute drive from the orchestra to my house took 35 minutes, rerouted me through, God knows where, Iowa. I was just like, but it shouldn't take me 30 minutes to get home. Ooh, quick question. I have a free Starship trait slot and wonder if Overwhelm Force is a good trait for a Kelvin Intel Dread that runs on a pure Kelvin weaponry build. That is not a me question. That is a Taz question. You still here, Taz?
What question?
Question is, I have a free Starship trait slot and wonder if Overwhelming Force is a good trait for a Kelvin Intel Dread that runs on a pure Kelvin weaponry build.
I don't remember what Overwhelming Force does. I don't think it's very good.
Hang on a second.
Overwhelming force, reading from the excerpt. Beam overloads create charged particle bursts, high-yield torpedoes create photonic shockwaves. High yield creates 3000.308 kinetic damage, disable for 1.5 seconds, plus 18 to repel. The overwhelming force deals minus 1278 target to the shields, disables cloaking systems for 7 seconds. It sounds overwhelming, but it's overwhelmingly underperforming overall.
Yeah, there is a caution with it, which is it can blow your target around and potentially out of range.
Yeah. You have to have like target-rich environment where it actually makes an effect. Otherwise, it will just be a waste of trait slot, and it's not really that great unless you have like need to disable their shields because I don't know, you have a torpedo build. I'm not sure if it's like super great. I didn't play with it too much, even though I had it from the very start.
Yeah, the general response I'm reading in Reddit is eh.
Yeah, it's pretty much meh.
Maybe for a specific application, you say you have a target-rich environment, then yeah, potentially in that specific application.
We don't mean target-rich environment in the sense of the trait, because there is a trait that's called that way. I meant like if you're in the scenarios where there is a lot of targets around you. So literal target-rich environment.
Swarm would be an application for it, where it's okay if you're throwing stuff all over. All right, hang on a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the team and go grab a science tune here to get back to the previous question. But what was it? Neutronic eddies used to throw targets all over the place, and it drove other people a little crazy. Because they'd be in range, and then all of a sudden you're blasting them apart. Now they're out of range for other people in the team. All right, where are we? We are Nimbus 3. Let's beam on down and see if we can find some stuff. Try this out. Oh, well, that's...
Curtis Can 3 targets anything alive, affects foes 6 max. So you have to have like 6 enemies in front of you in order for it to make sense. There isn't a select option for enemies. You to any targets that is an enemy, minus 50 all damage resistance rating for 12 seconds. It's minus 100 stealth for 8 seconds. To self, plus 50 perception for 8 seconds. 10% chance to expose target for 8 seconds. That's what sensor scan does. I'm sorry, tricorder scan 3 does on a science ground captain. You don't get to choose specific targets. You just use it when you're surrounded with enemies, and that's what it does. You can't predetermine which 6 enemies are going to be hit. If there are 6 enemies in front of you, it's going to affect all of them. Yeah. There isn't a way of determining which ones.
Okay, back to the question regarding the tricorder scan. It scans anything alive with a total of 6 foes max, but it's within 30 meters. So as long as it'll be the 6 targets closest to you within that 30-meter range, providing they're alive. If there's more than 6, it's going to set it back by range, so it's not going to do 6 at random. Does that help? But the default is it's going to go for the whole circle rather than going for specific targets, and default to 6.
Truth be told, I had enemies in 14 meters range from me right now, and they weren't scanned at all, so I wouldn't give myself a promise on the 30 meters range.
Well,
I think
I'm
it's a lot
here
closer.
on Nimbus. Maybe I can find some stuff. Anything alive? Yeah. Hard to tell how effective it is.
It's not.
It's
I've
not,
already tried
yeah.
it in several scenarios. It's pretty much if you have enemies right in front of your face and you use it, but it's not like super
And it's only
effective on anything.
50%.
Yeah. It's not great, not terrible.
I mean, certainly, if you
Yeah.
put it in, it's not going to be the end of it since it's a nice
I
default.
was 9 meters away from 2 alive enemies. They were ignored, not scanned at all.
Well, since
And
it's
I suppose I
basically
need
just
to
a
get.
debuff,
Yeah, it is a debuff. It's nothing
it's nothing
great.
great. Let me see if these guys are over here and what'll happen. Down but not out isn't bad. It's not the best, but if you want to stick with pure Kelvin, go for it. Yeah, no, it's nothing special. That's why it's the default. Okay. So I'm now at 29 meters from these guys. Let me grab somebody. It does something.
But
It
you have to
does
have
it.
them target. At least one of those enemies you have to be
Yeah.
target them.
Right.
Yeah. But you target only one person. You can highlight only one enemy at a time. So we
Right.
just randomly select the 6 that are closest, I suppose, to that specific target.
Well, I still think
Because
it's within the 30 meters of you from the target.
I'm pretty sure probably, but
So
maybe
I was
it
looking
just
for a
won't.
sphere. Would you stop firing at these people so I can see what's going on? Okay.
Seeing these worms poke out of the sand really brings back memories. I remember I was very stuck on
this way.
Nimbus for a while because I
Oh.
didn't know what to do next, and I spent here quite a lot of time not knowing what to do.
Cat and box, I wouldn't rely on tricorder scan. It's nice to have in the
No,
arsenal, and if you can make it part of like a spam bar where it's part of the functions, great, it'll help you. In and of itself, nothing great.
it's not gonna do any heavy lifting for you.
No.
Still gotta rely on the weapons and armor and stuff. Traits probably as well.
But I would say for a lower level tune as you're bringing them up, it's got a temporary function.
For missions, for sure, because those debuffs can sometimes, help a lot. But yeah.
I find with a lot of the stuff that's in the game from where the game started out, it's a nice thing to have, but it's been superseded by so much more.
Yes, sadly, not a lot of stuff has actually gotten any uplift to the modern standard, if
No.
that's the word. You just
Feature
stuck with
creep
those
hasn't
things the
affected
way they
ground as
were.
much as it has in space. Man,
Not
how'd I get
bothered,
so much stuff on this tune? It's like I need to clean out the inventory or something. How does this happen?
That's an idea. Cleaning out
Shh,
inventory,
shh,
Mom.
hush, hush. Not going there.
Bummer.
Well, the only thing I got left on this tune is, I don't need that one, is Terran's on the ground, so that doesn't count. Anybody have anything we can do for our last run here? And courtesy of the snow, I am just so inventory simulator. I am absolutely not going to class today. So I might be on tonight. Let's see. Oh! Where am I living? Marion County? Let us see what it says for Marion County.
Is it Marion?
Marion County is the county I live in. That's where Indianapolis is. Um, Good. I did a travel advisory status, and the status is advisory. Well, thank you. You want to give me something a little more specific? It basically boils down to, yeah, I don't want to be traveling today. Oh.
Bummer.
Oh, no, it's...
Speaking of Marion, I'm flying the Marion Command Dreadnought.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, it is a, if you don't have to leave your house day, don't leave your house day. Which is fine because I took Taz's advice and actually did some cooking. I have food in the freezer. I've got more food in the freezer, which is a good thing because they were out of milk at the grocery store. They were out of eggs, but I already had them both. They were out of bread, but you know what? I know how to bake bread.
Oh my god, does your grocery store run out of stuff?
No, everybody was doing panic. Oh, it's going to be so terrible. We won't get food for weeks. Blah, blah, blah. We'll buy all the milk and eggs and bread. And I'm thinking, you know what? I can cook everything.
If I ever lived in the countryside, I would totally have chickens on site.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Well, we
I like
legally can
chickens
have...
not as a food, but like, you know, as
the
a
eggs.
just. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can legally raise chickens where I live. There's no law against it. The HOA can object to it, but since it's not against the law, as long as it's clean and doesn't smell bad, they can't stop you. I'm sure the fact that there's $1 million houses right behind me, people would be unamused at 4 in the morning. Chris, Cliff, do you have anything you guys would like to do? I can team everybody again.
don't have anything specific. The other thing was something Grant I've already did.
Oh, I'll be that way. Is anethazine gas a good kit module? No.
Nah.
It's getting back to, it's kind of basic. Looking at my kit modules, so I go for a very aggressive kit module setup. So I've got V'ger probes, I've got Agony Field, I've got Ball Lightning, I've got Sompek Lightning, MUDs. I absolutely get your MUDs in there, and then whatever you like for the last one. So for my last one, I've got Orbital Cutting Tractor Beam, which is fun. But anethazine gas is a minimal effect with a short lifespan to it. Cliff has Days of Doom. Well, good for you, Cliff. I did it twice. I'm done with it. I don't have to do it for 13 weeks. I did it yesterday because it was too cold to go out and do anything else. And then I went down and did other stuff and cleaned my house. Oh, Cliff would like to do the event. That's perfect. I am totally good with doing the event. Let's see. You guys, I can't team you. You're still teamed. Can one of you team me?
No, we're not teamed. That's false information. Fake news.
Hello.
Good morning, Obi-Wan. Let me team people here.
It, January 24th was my birthday. Hi.
Say that again?
Sorry, what?
January 24th was my birthday.
Oh, January 24th is your birthday?
Yep.
It was also Satalia's birthday.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Double birthdays.
A happy belated birthday.
Okay, so I just share that quickly with the client.
Let's see, and we've
Happy
got
morning.
Graz's birthday coming up on the 31st. Okay, Cat and Box. My kits were... First one, I would make sure you've absolutely got Mud's Time device. Absolutely. After that, the quality of your build, if you have a decent build, and I've got one that Taz put together, that is quite effective. But after that, it's just what you like. So I use V'ger probes, nice AoE, lots of plasma damage. Agony Field, slower to go into effect, so it's not useful for everything, but it can be very fun. Ball lightning, immediate
But
damage.
AoE though.
Pardon?
But AoE
Yeah,
though.
but I do a lot of AoE because my regular weapons are just fine. Um, Sompek lightning, and I like orbital cutting tractor, but because it takes so long to go into effect, but it sticks for a while, that it's fine. It's probably would be the one that I would suggest go with whatever you like.
Is that orbital? Is that the tactical one? The older one?
No, this is universal. This is the one that tracks them. It follows them around. It's not just the one spot in place. This one will move with them and sticks for about 30 seconds.
Oh, I didn't know that it tracks them.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It's a universal. Chris, did you not get the party invitation?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see it because it went under my interaction window. Sorry.
Cliff says I like having as many guns as possible. For guns, it's all up to the individual, and I love the plasma rifle. But there's other things. That's really what makes you happy. All right, I'm going to queue us up for the event here. Wee woo.
We were.
Oh, gun emplacements. Depending on the situation, weird things like chronoton mines can be super fun. I love doing Operation Wolf, and where the entry and exit, and actually the actual lifts are, the turbo lifts. Putting mines in there is a lot of fun. The doors open, people explode. Yay! And the crystals are also not bad because you can lay a nice area to surround things, but you have to have a mission that's allowing you to make sure everybody's coming through a doorway. So Operation Wolf's a great example for that one. Papa Dissension isn't bad for that too because you know where they're going to come out. And you can drop mines. Blade beetles, same feel. There's a couple of them that have that. They're coming through a doorway feel. They're beaming into a certain spot. But for things, let's say, like Nimbus, where you're not controlling or able to control an area, then AoE seems to be your friend.
Yesterday, I think, I was running this one with some bunch of randoms. 3 Nidarian defenders were in there.
How did that
They
work?
took all of this. I was very close to actually getting an AFK penalty. I didn't do enough damage.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Love when they do it. They took everything. I wasn't even able to get to anything before they really killed them automatically without even pressing a button, probably.
Maybe it can't.
Again, I need them to rework the Nidarian defenders. They can stay in the jellyfish mode as long as they can. The weapon fire that is automated should work only for 2 minutes, like a normal
I
console.
agree.
I don't care. Because this is really detrimental. I've heard people from my fleet that were actually AFK'd because of that on an event, and I'm like, that shouldn't happen. Like this is wrong. Not this specific event, but like a previous one.
Right. Oh, it would happen here too. I mean, the only way I can see you'd get around it is by hitting out the weapons platforms.
Yeah, that's literally the only thing you can do. But I don't have weapons platforms. The only thing that saved me is that I was running my friendship class, which is a carrier, full carrier, so I had a lot of pets and they were doing a lot of damage. I mean, a lot of I could just redirect them before I could get anywhere, because otherwise I wouldn't get any damage in. It reminds me of another game I'm playing where they completely didn't. I get what they created a character to play in a totally different online game where you can. It has very low skill threshold. It's supposed to appeal like newcomers,
Yeah, like people like me. Oops.
which is great as a theory, but in practice, all sorts of people use it because it's just easy win. and
With
it just feels
respect,
like
where's the fun and easy win?
I know, and people just go for it because they want an easy win because they're farming whatever currency they're farming at the time, and it's just like you can do nothing against it because they didn't think that this is going to be unfairly abused, and I'm like, well,
Oh, you
if there
sweet
is
summer child.
I mean, the game has 10-year right this year in 2026, and I'm wondering why did you not yet learn that if you create an opportunity to abuse a mechanic, it will be abused? Like, come on, this is an online video game. Like, people abuse mechanics in single-player games, much less in an online game. Like, come on.
Canbox, another question. Is energy inversion matrix good? I don't even know what that is. Let me go take a peek when we're out of here.
I know the name. I don't know what it does. I'm not sure if I used it.
I can't say I know that one, but I can go look. I wish my targeting would be happier today. I wonder if it's just internet is goofy today and
That's
I'm lagging
a
like
that's a
crazy.
science kit module, right?
I think so, yeah.
Targets energy weapons' offensive capabilities become inverted and become restoring shield strain when they strike instead of dealing damage.
Oh, instead of dealing damage.
It's a debuff plus shield restore at the same time. So you're getting hit with energy damage, but its efficiency is minus 100% for 8 seconds, and that it will restore your shields. Gimmicky.
Yeah, I would say if shields are an issue, then do you need to fix your shields? Again, low level. So for somebody who's starting
At low
out,
level, it might be interesting to play with, but it's gimmicky at best. Plus, you know, you have cooldown on those kinds of things, so you gotta wait until you can use it again, and usually grand matches are resolved. I mean, encounters are resolved much quicker than waiting on the cooldown on a specific console most of the time. Ow! Iconian, stop hitting me. That hurt.
fine, I'll pretend I'm Taz here. Ah, I died.
Oh.
Well, darn
I'm
it.
about to die. I
You
died!
too. How dare they? Who are we doing, Voth? Nope.
Yeah, Voth, and we're on the... Actually, let's just...
No, these aren't
just
Voth. These are
go-
Vaunt. These are Iconians. I hate Voth because sometimes
Yeah,
those
Vaunt,
reflective
yeah.
shields just deal damage right back on your face.
Oh, we lost.
Oh, you're level 11. Then in that case, yes, it's not bad for level 11 Cat and Box. I would absolutely consider playing it there.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
I said, beginner, the low level, yeah, but don't do it in that game because still
I
gonna
di-
die.
I
Anyway.
did not realize that you were running at that level of tunes. So, at that level, at level 11, yeah, use all those basic ones. Just be ready to upgrade them when you can to something better. But absolutely, that's where it's perfect. That's what all that stuff is designed for. I'd say you should have led with that one, but that's not your fault that I didn't ask. I should have asked. That's on me.
Initially, he asked me. I could have asked it too. So we didn't know the context of what you're looking for, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We wouldn't use it on level 65, but if you're 11, you're perfectly
Yep,
fine with
absolutely.
those.
Use all that basic stuff you got. And as you get better stuff, obviously upgrade to it.
Honestly, if you're at level 11 and you already have like a... I don't know if you have space traits, ship traits unlocked already at that stage. But whatever traits you have, anything unlocked already, yeah, just slot it in. At the very early stages, it just helps, just cutting a few corners here and there.
Yeah, if you've got Ball Lightning and Soundpack Lightning, lovely stuff. Ball Lightning's one of my favorites. And the cooldown's relatively quick, same with Soundpack Lightning. Ball Lightning, AoE, Soundpack is specifically one target, but if there's anybody reasonably close, they'll go out too. I like dropping that on some of the bosses that show up. It may not kill them, but it's going to hurt them. And then you can use some of your other toys. Anyway, it's that time of the day. I'm going to go pretend that I'm going to go work on my driveway, because I'm not really. I'm going to go downstairs and look at it. My dogs are going to look at me being all pathetic, going, "We haven't been out for 2 days." And yes, they haven't been out for 2 days. And they're going to learn to love it. Because it looks like it's going to be this cold for the next 2 weeks. Ugh. Anyway, folks, we may be back on tonight because it's snowy and nobody's going to be doing anything, and I sure as heck am not going to drive 400 miles in this. Have a wonderful day, as we like to say around here. Stay moopsome.
Moopsy.
Who are you? We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.